What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Show my hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave your comments, man. Appreciate y'all. Continued support of the channel. Let's jump on in, baby. We got a crazy topic here, man. It was announced by Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird that they are breaking up after over a decade together. Oh my God. These are the days of our lives. And let me tell you something here. The fact that this would happen just a couple of days or a day after after the initial press conference for the Dallas Wings, and a reporter having the audacity, the unmitigated gall to ask AZ Fudd about her relationship with Paige Bueckers, a relationship that they have put on Front Street on TikTok and social media and all that stuff. The gall of that man to ask that question, not about the relationship specifically, but if she has had the chance to talk to any other players in the league who have been through similar situations in which they are dating someone that is on the same team with them, just for guidance. How do you deal with it? I mean, think about it for a second. You're a man and a husband and wife. Can you have you worked in the same office with your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband? Have you done it? It's not easy. There are a lot of things to navigate. There are a lot of things to navigate. So when you ask a question like that of a player who just got taken number one in the draft a year after her girlfriend got taken number one in the draft by the same team, and let's be real, most of us believe that she got taken number one because of Paige Bueckers, her girlfriend, because most of us don't believe she should have been the number one pick. And we all know that up until the day of the draft, she was projected to go number three. And then magically, the morning of the draft, that flipped. So the question itself was never a problem. No one was asking about the intimacy of the relationship, the intricacies of the relationship, anything in the back of the relationship. No one's asking about that. It was, have you had a chance to talk to anybody who's been in a similar situation? And the answer was yes or no. And it could have been expounded upon if it was yes. But the Dallas Wings PR staff said, no, you're not even answering that question. I mean, get out of here. All in the same time, a day or two later, you got the announcement of Sue Bird, former WNBA player, and Megan Rapinoe, U.S. national women's soccer team player, announcing that they are no longer together. They have separated. Remember, they did a podcast together, so they did work together as well. But it's hard to work with your significant other, like in a business. It is, because you never get any time away from them. You're literally stuck under them all day long. And these are young people who are 22, 23, 24 years old who realistically haven't lived a second yet, right? But yet ESPN reports this. Oh my God, ESPN reports this. God forbid they report what we just, God forbid they report on the news that actually matters to people, which is in the WNBA. Michael Volpel. I thought he was a WNBA reporter. Oh yeah, he is. Sue Bird played in WNBA. Retired sports stars Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe announced Friday on social media that after a decade together, they are no longer in a relationship. Damn. There really is no smooth or easy way to share this news, they wrote in an Instagram post. After a lot of thought, we've made the decision to separate as a couple. This hasn't been an easy decision, but it's one we've made together. Not usually. With so much love, respect, and care. These types of quotes are a joke to me. Bird, 45, won 4 WNBA titles in her 19 seasons. Whatever. Rapinoe, 40, played in the U.S. Women's National Team. We have shared a whole life over the last decade through big moments and in quiet ones, and that is something we'll always carry with us. Bird and Rapinoe wrote. We're so grateful for this incredible community that has held us up, welcomed us in, and supported us exactly as we are. Bird, who was inducted in the Naismith Hall of Fame last year, is now managing director of the U.S. Women's National Basketball Team. Bird and Rapinoe also had business interests together including a podcast called A Touch More. To build a network around it has been a tremendous joy. They wrote of the podcast, the conversations, the laughter, the connection. It means much more than we can put into words. While this chapter of doing this podcast together is ending, what we've built with you isn't. So as you can see, the podcast is now dead because they're not as amicable and loving as you think. Because if you were amicable and loving and you were really actually friends beyond that, you'd have no problem continuing to do a podcast, right? That should be easy. You don't even need to be in the same room to do the podcast. In fact, when you watch them do the podcast, they'd be on different camera screens, not in the same room. So I can't speak on the dichotomy of their relationship and how we can't speak to what's going on inside the relationship, but we can speak on this. You're reporting on it. Why are you reporting? Why is their relationship important to ESPN? I would love to know. Why is the relationship of Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe even important to me or any person in the public? Guess what? It's actually not, because both of them are retired. Nobody cares about them. Most people don't even care about their damn podcast. I'm going to give you my opinion on this. Sue Bird got tired of the bullshit. She got tired of having to sit there and listen to Megan Rapinoe say some dumb fuck shit and was like, I cannot believe I got to back this stupid clown up. I can't believe I got to go through this every freaking time. So I got to back this woman up all the time whenever she says some foolish crap on a podcast, like she said a few weeks ago when she talked about transgenders playing against women in sports and it being perfectly okay, when the reality is Sue Bird knows that if a dude was playing guard in women's basketball, the dude would whoop the girl's ass if they were, if it was a basketball playing dude, right? But every time Rapinoe said some dumb shit, guess what? She had to defend she had to defend her girlfriend and look foolish. You can see the look on her face. She wasn't comfortable. Now I'm sure there's a lot more to this relationship than we've seen it, nor do we care about. But again, this just goes back to the absolute flipping hypocrisy. I'm sorry, my son wants to sit with me. The absolute freaking hypocrisy of what's really going on in women's sports and how they treat women's athletes, how media approaches women's athletes. It's with nothing but sheer hypocrisy. If these were two guys drafted into the NBA first, back to back, year to year, you bet your ass there'd be questions. You bet your ass the questions would never stop. But because it's a women's basketball player, oh my God, we can't ask the question. You got drafted to your girlfriend's team. You're the number one pick in the draft. Like, this is insane. And not being allowed to ask it and being cut off. Hell, if she had said, I don't want to answer, it would look better than the media member, the PR person saying, no, we're not going to answer that. But the fact remains, ESPN's reporting on this. Like, this is on the front of ESPN.com. And I saw it yesterday, and I was in the middle of my live doing for BKFC, so I didn't do the video last night. But they're reporting on this, but they got a problem on people asking questions about AZ Fudd and Paige-Beckers? Is this where we are? Is this where we are? Because AZ Fudd and Paige-Beckers' relationship is public. It is front and center. It's been put on social media. So yes, you're going to have to answer some basic ass questions. No one's asking about your sex life. You're asking about how you will manage this in a workplace environment, because I have worked with my wife. I have, and I tell you what, it ain't easy when you do it, because you're always together. And that's what it is in relationships. When you're always together, you don't ever get time apart to breathe and then get to enjoy missing each other for 5 minutes. So hey, this is ESPN, and you see it all the time in businesses. But this also goes to show you, this is also why the question is there, because we know at some point Paige-Beckers and AZ Fudd are going to break up. It's a matter of when. It's a matter of when, not if. They're young, they're dumb, and they're chock full of That was crass, I know. But hey, the hypocrisy just continues to show its face, because it's being reported about two retired athletes that nobody cares about. But we can't ask the question about two first picks in the draft, back-to-back years on the same team. Y'all miss me with that BS. That's the hypocrisy of this whole thing. Now, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on.